Many of us have had a moment, and maybe you're in one right now, where we look up and say, God, I just don't understand what's happening. Not a crisis of faith, but confusion, frustration, a sense that things aren't unfolding the way we think they should. Over the past several weeks, we've reflected on these moments. We've talked about when God seems to say no to our prayers. We've reflected on suffering and loss and how to make sense of it. We've talked about when obstacles get in our way and doubt begins to arise. And last week, how people in authority can let us down. And if you missed any of those weeks, you can find them on the website. But sometimes our struggles go deeper. It can seem like God is completely absent, not responding at all. Then our question becomes, God, where are you? There's a line in today's gospel that captures that feeling. Both Martha and Mary say to Jesus, Lord, if you had been here, my brother wouldn't have died. That statement carries a lot of faith, but also confusion. Martha and Mary believed Jesus could have helped, but now it was too late. And if we're honest, many of us have prayed something like that. Lord, if you had been here, maybe the diagnosis would have been different. Lord, if you had been here, maybe the relationship wouldn't have suffered. Lord, if you had been here, maybe I wouldn't feel so lost right now. Sometimes faith is not difficult because we doubt God can act, but it can be difficult because it feels like God should have been here and it feels like he wasn't. What makes this gospel even more difficult is that Jesus actually knew that Lazarus was sick. The message reached him, and yet he waited. He waited 2 full days before heading back to Judea. And by the time he arrived, Lazarus had already been in the tomb 4 days. This detail matters because the people at that time believed that the spirit remained in the body for 3 days, and on the 4th day it departed. So it's clear to them that Lazarus was truly dead, and any time for healing had passed. It was too late. Why didn't Jesus come sooner? Why did he wait? But Jesus doesn't begin with an explanation. He doesn't say, let me tell you why I delayed. Instead, the gospel gives us the shortest sentence in Scripture to tell us what he did do. It says, and Jesus wept. Before the miracle, there are tears. Before the action, there is compassion. And this is the first answer to our question of God, where are you? God is not absent or distant. He is always right there with us, weeping with us. We are not alone. Now, sometimes we focus our prayer on what is right in front of us. Lord, fix this. Make this go away. Remove the pain. Make things the way they used to be. This can be the hardest part of faith. Sometimes our prayers are answered. The situation turns around. The relationship is restored. Health returns. But we all know sometimes it doesn't. Things aren't going the way we hoped they would. The outcome is not what we were praying for. And we find ourselves again asking, God, where are you? In these moments, the gospel gives us a second answer. God is working even when we cannot see it. Martha and Mary were praying Jesus would arrive in time to heal their brother. But through his delay, Jesus revealed something greater. When they thought all hope was lost, Jesus called Lazarus back to life. When it feels like our hope is lost, when nothing seems better, God is still at work. His timing is not our timing. His vision is larger than the moment. Whatever we are waiting for, whatever tomb we are standing before, He has not forgotten us. And even when we cannot see it, He is leading us toward life. What He did for Lazarus was a sign that death and loss do not have the final word. He does. Now there's one more striking moment. Jesus is standing at the tomb of someone He loved, and He's about to do something that no one has ever seen. But what does He do first? He turns to the people and He says, "Roll away the stone." Now, if Jesus could raise a man from the dead, He certainly could have moved the stone Himself, right? But He doesn't. He asks the people to do it. Roll away the stone. Why? It's as if Jesus is saying, you do what you can do, and then I will do what only I can do. And this is the third answer to our question, where is God? He is here, working through each of us. Ordinary people moving stones, helping people draw closer to Him. Sometimes those stones are in our own lives. Fear, resentment, unforgiveness, the weight of something we've been carrying for a long time. And as long as those stones remain, something in us remains closed off. Sometimes the stones are in the lives of others. A kindness withheld, an invitation not given, a phone call never made. And when those stones remain, people can feel forgotten, invisible, alone. And sometimes the stones are right here in the life of the church. Not big things, but small barriers that keep people at a distance. Someone walks in, no one speaks to them, they feel out of place, and they leave unsure if this is the place for them. But I have seen something different here. One of the privileges I have is greeting people as they leave at the end of Mass. And occasionally, I hear people tell me things like, "We don't normally come here. We're just visiting, but something feels different. There's a sense of life here." Now, maybe it's the music. Thank you, Matt. Maybe it's the person who greeted them. Maybe it's the way we all worship together. Or maybe it's something happening out in the gathering space. As a parish, that's what we always want to be, a spirit of welcome, connection, belonging. As a staff, we've even said we want this to be a place where everybody knows your name. Not literally, but a place where people sense that they matter. And when stones begin to move in our lives, in the lives of others, and here in the life of the church, then God does what only He can do. He fills us with greater life, more peace, freedom, strength, and joy. A life we cannot create on our own. So in our gospel, Jesus does not ask the people to raise Lazarus. He asks them to move the stone. That is their part, and it's our part too. We're not asked to fix everything. We can and should pray for miracles, but the miracles belong to God. We are asked to participate, to do what we can, and then to trust. Trust, even after we've done our part and nothing has yet changed. Trust that God is still working, even when we cannot see it, even when he feels absent. Over these past weeks, we've reflected on when God doesn't make sense, and underneath it all is that one question: God, where are you? And today's gospel gives us the answers. He is here. He is with us, weeping beside us, working in ways we cannot see, and he is working through us. So the invitation today is, what is the stone that God is asking you to move? You likely already know what it is. You've seen it, felt it. Maybe it's something in your life you've been avoiding. Maybe it's reaching out to someone else. Or maybe it's stepping more fully into this community, helping others feel like they belong. Whatever it is, don't wait. Use these remaining days of Lent to take that step, roll away the stone, and trust that God will do what only he can do.